This is another piece for that Planet Junko kit. I printed a replacement piece from PLA, which I knew wouldn't be very good, and it did break before we could even try it. This one I've just printed with PETG. I am currently having a few problems with the PETG, but I thought I'd try printing this and see whether it was any stronger. This is the weak bit at the front here. There's a lot of infill there, support layers hiding what we're looking at. So we will have a look and see if it's any better printed from PETG. I do actually have a replacement part on order from the manufacturers, or the vendors, what we want to call them. I expect they're actually manufactured in China, but they're sold by a guy in the UK. And he has promised to send me a replacement part. Just the cost of the postage. Anyway, we'll get all the support layers off this and see if it's got any strength. See if it just... I've also printed it, well, as you can see, in this orientation, which should make this bit here a little bit stronger. But it just means the stress lines go the opposite way to the way I printed it last time. So, that's my 3D printed one compared to the original. Last time I printed it, this end bit here broke straight away just as I was cleaning the support layers off it. So we'll see if it's got any, well, it survived cleaning the support layers off, so it's that bit stronger. I expect we could see if it fits. Just in case you missed the video where I showed you the PLA one, that's the PLA one, which broke on the front there before I'd even tried using it, just when I was pulling the support layers off. That's one I've just done with PETG, which has survived me tidying it up. And that's an original one. And that's a butterfly made from PLA. Because as long as you're not going to do anything too stressful with it, PLA is fine. But at the moment I've got a roll of PETG on my printer and I'm trying it out on various different subjects. So I've trimmed it up with a file, cleaned out the hole in the end so it's going to match. So what it does is it goes in there, it slides in nicely, and then a wheel goes on there, and then that clip has to go in that bit that broke on the previous 3D printed version. But that is fitting there just right. Oh, now we need to check whether that will fit in there, and it does. So it looks like we've successfully printed a replacement now with PETG rather than PLA. PLA was too brittle. I don't know how strong PETG is, but it's supposed to be less brittle than PLA. So we'll put this together, put a rubber band on it, and try it out as a rubber band powered car. Now this rubber band powered car, it has these hooks on it. Rubber band goes through here, and as that hook turns, it picks up the end of the rubber band, the loop of the rubber band, and then you wrap it round the back wheel. I find that very inefficient. I don't like it at all, but that's the way it's designed, so we'll give it a try. If you check the video description, there'll be links to me trying it with other versions. I put an axle right the way through and put the wheels on the axle, and then had the rubber band in the middle here in one of my attempts. Anyway, that's what we'll do. We'll put it together and we'll give it a try. A close-up of the way this hook works on the back wheel. As it goes round, it hooks onto the rubber band and then you wind it up. And if you get it right, as I did then, luckily, they're both winding up together. And then, just to point out, that's my 3D printed piece. And then you let it go and see how far it runs. And that's the problem I didn't like in the design. Somehow or other, it manages to catch the rubber band in the opposite direction. And it stops itself. So it would have carried on for much further, but somehow the rubber band going round actually managed to hook onto itself and it acts as a brake. Which is annoying. So we'll see if we can set it up and hit the camera anyway. This is quite frustrating. You can see that one has wrapped round, it's caught itself as it's gone past when it should have dropped right off. It's caught on the back side of it, started to wrap itself round again and acts as a brake. What I'll do is I'll take it out of that little guide there, which means it won't catch automatically as you wind it up. I'll have to put it in place, but at least it will drop free, I think. Yeah, that works. So I've taken it out of the guide at the back and I have to feed it over manually, but that does mean it drops clear rather than getting caught round those hooks again. All these other parts are for connecting a card body onto your car to make it look more interesting. There's magnets set into the plastic bits, and then you've got these metal plates that the magnets attract, and you use them to clamp pieces of card in place so you can make an interesting looking car. I'll do another video if the replacement part arrives, just to demonstrate it with all the original parts on it. But I'm happy that my 3D printed version worked.